So talking about challenges, what should we talk about first? Because I feel like there's a lot.
There's definitely a lot, because there are definitely different things, there are many things, on countless things that are doing people in their relationships. But then the major one, which I feel like it affects everybody, even the ones that have been in it for a very long time, it definitely affects them. That's comparisons. I have to say, even the ones that have been married for like 30 years. I don't know why I sounded very Yoruba in that, but yeah, 30 years.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Comparison.
Yeah, comparisons. Because it even stems from, I don't know, it goes beyond just looking at how people's relationships are going and all of that. It's how relationships are meant to be. Okay, you see in maybe books, movies, series and all of that, because that's what we feed ourselves with these days and in this age, of course. But there is this idea of how relationships should be, right? And then people then go into relationships with that kind of mentality. Okay, the relationship is supposed to be this way.
Yeah.
From the root of it all, how do we then look at relationships? By the time you enter it and then you're seeing a different thing entirely, it then looks like,
the mindset has been
did they lie
changed.
to me? I mean, it's not looking like what it has been said to be. Before you now start bringing comparisons of what is going on social media. I think we've done something similar to that before.
Yeah, we have said it. Yeah, we've talked about
how social media really influences the mess up of a lot of relationships.
Right.
But then you were all for social media anyway.
If you haven't watched that episode, please
go back and watch
Just go back and we're waiting for you. Just go back and watch it and come back.
Yeah. So comparisons play, because I usually tell people, right, someone was arguing with me, it was a hot argument until I really explained it. I don't believe there is anything like better till you put a second thing by the side, right? Because the whole idea of good, better, best is it's what they call this comparative. So you're comparing things. So if there's nothing to compare to, it's just good.
It's just good. Sorry to call you in, but you know when you're talking about the books that we read, the movies, all of that, unconsciously, all of this just changed the mindset. And even when you're in the relationship and you know that, I mean, there's certain things that you do, you're comfortable with it, your partner is comfortable with it, but then
it does not live up to the standard of what you've seen, what people are saying, that the experience in their relationship. Like the fact that they're probably lying.
Probably. Look, out of 10, 9 out of it is all lies. You know?
Lies. But we don't have the statistics of that. We're just saying, based on how we've seen how things play out in a lot of things. So yeah, comparisons is a huge problem. It's a huge problem.
Wow. Look, I really didn't know how deep that was until you mentioned all of the books and all of the movies that we watch, all of the things. Like these things
you saw
play
Bridgerton.
Is it only Bridgerton?
Like, it's only Bridgerton, but Bridgerton that came to my mind because it was a huge when Bridgerton came out, and people were like, I don't know. It was a very huge thing then.
Look, oh my God. See, I don't know how to emphasize the fact that the effect of comparing in your relationship is, if you want to have a healthy space, I feel like you need to know what. Yes, thank you. That's the word. Be blind to all of it. So recently, I was speaking with a friend of mine, and I was just, we're talking about our relationship. She was telling me how she's been in a relationship for like so long, and
it's up to 4 years.
Yeah, more than that actually. And they're engaged to be married.
Okay.
I did mention about some guy that I met, all of that, and then another friend of mine that was sitting there was like, "Oh, you can't possibly. I don't like him," and I'm like, "Wait, why?" I just now talking about how people compare, their partner to somebody else. I just remembered, being in that conversation, and then we talking about being blind to all of the things.
What was that person's reason for not liking?
She's like, "Oh, he's not the kind of guy that I would be with," and I'm like, "It's my choice. If I want to eventually have to be with him, I don't want to go. I really don't want to go deep into that
because it's not romantic. It does not seem romantic enough.
If he's not romantic to you, he's romantic to me. But but just being in that conversation, I'm just really paying attention to the fact that there are certain things that people say or people do, and it's based on
how it relates to them.
Relates to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that that's how it would be for you.
Yeah.
You know, so be
By the time
blind.
you're doing the whole comparisons thing, it doesn't then, maybe if you're trying to imbibe it into your relationship, it does not then fit in and all of that. It then shakes things up.
Yeah.
It could mess up your relationship. It does not mean that if your partner is
No, see,
not
that
living
one is
up to the standard.
That one is different. You
That
would
one is
know.
different.
See, that one we cannot say it.
Sometimes
How
people
would
don't
you not know when someone is treating you differently?
The power of gaslighting is...
I have never, I don't know. I have been in a situation where I knew that this person wasn't treating me well, and I did question it a lot of times. So it was even easy for me to just
remove yourself
break
from
out of that situation. So please.
You're lucky, though.
What?
Some people cannot.